the mute and unmute yourself, because I hope that all of us will mute ourselves when somebody else is talking, and unmute when we want to talk something. And the second feature I want to introduce is, do you see the participant feature in the bottom of the screen? Participants. Yeah, clicking participants, and you will see the right hand feature.
What do I click?
Yeah, click in participants, and in the top of the participant feature, you will see the right hand feature, the word right hand. Do you all see that?
I do not.
No.
I will look.
Yeah.
I think it's on the bottom of the box participants, not on the top.
I see
on the bottom.
participants. You click on participants.
Yeah, participants, and you see the word right hand in the bottom of the participant feature.
Yes.
Do you see that in the bottom?
Raise hand at the bottom right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you unmute yourself and somebody else is talking, but you have the idea and you also want to speak out, so you raise your hand, and I can see that. And when somebody else finish their talk, I'm gonna invite you, because I want to make sure that that everybody can speak out. And just in case many people are speaking at the same time, and I don't want to miss anyone who joined the meeting today. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So I see that. Okay.
Yeah, me, I cannot find the right hand feature.
Ah, okay.
Right at
Because
the bottom, John.
When I click on participant,
yeah,
I get a box saying invite.
Oh, right hand.
But I don't get anything else.
oh, really? Like me, do you see right hand in your? Because I'm the host right now, so I don't have right hand right now. So me, do you guide Chong a little bit about right hand?
Maybe I will share my screen so that
Okay.
you guys can see.
Perfect.
Okay. So where is it now?
Oh, good. Now I can see.
No. I can. You can see my. But no, I can't. Oh no.
Oh, but actually, me, I guess Chong said that he already found out the right hand.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you can stop share your screen. Okay, thank you so much. And okay, and first of all, I want to introduce that joining the meeting today, we have A Better Vietnam, she, the founder of A Better Vietnam teachers, and also A Better Vietnam team members. And first of all, I want to introduce Chi, and Chi gonna have something to talk to you first about the meeting today and how she feel when the first time we have the meeting of many A Better Vietnam teachers like this. Okay, Chi, go ahead.
Thank you, but I didn't prepare anything. Okay, so John,
Yes.
laugh at me. Yeah, so I'm very happy to see you on today. It's just a long time for some of you that I don't see you for a long time. Yet for the others, I see them more frequently. But it is a great honor to welcome you on to the online meeting today. Once again, I want to show my appreciation to you on to take a part to give your help to this project. And I hope that this first online meeting will build up a connection, a relationship between us, between the volunteer teachers and the team members, so we can have a long-term relationship and to foster the project and spread it to all over the world. Okay, so I think it is all that I can say. Now we can move to the next part, the introduction part.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Shi. And now is the introduction part. We want to know, all of us, we want to know more about each other today. And the first part is about a bit on the teachers. We'll introduce about yourself first. And after it, the team members of A Better Vietnam also introduce about themselves a little bit. And then we're going to move the other part. And who go first? Who is volunteer to introduce yourself first today? Maybe John, because John like teach very long time in A Better Vietnam, and I guess he has many things to say.
I don't know if I have many things to say, but sure. My name's John. I am an Australian and I have been living in Vietnam since I retired last year. I've been with the Better Vietnam project since it first started in 2017 and have met many wonderful people and worked alongside many wonderful people. I'm very happy to see so many people joining in our meeting this morning and look forward to working alongside everybody in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. So, Jean, do you want to talk next, right?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, perhaps to some of you. My name is Jim Peters. I, like John, have been with the project since the beginning, since November 2017. I am a retired federal prosecutor in the United States. I worked as a lawyer for 38 years and retired a little over 5 years ago. My wife was very worried about what I would do after I was retired, because the kind of job I had was, to say the least, all-encompassing. And just by pure chance, when we were traveling in Vietnam in October 2017, we had a chance to meet with some university students who wanted to practice their English. And they brought along their teacher, who was Miss Chi. And Miss Chi shared the idea that she had about starting this program that started as three of us, John, Elan, and I, and Chi, and Chi's husband. And look what has happened. It's become an amazing international endeavor. Chi asked me last week how many students I have seen during that time, and I counted them. It was 212. 212 students, and some of them only a couple times, and one of them 101 times.
And who was that, Jim?
Cat.
In the family, of
Yes,
course.
all in the family.
Yeah. So thank you, Jim. And Alone, this is your time. We have everybody has 1 minute to introduce about yourself in front of everybody here. And Alone, this is your turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
Everybody else has spoken?
But not yet. Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay. I guess like Jim and John, we've been A Better Vietnam volunteers for, is it coming up for 3 years? So it's like Jim, you know, I have hundreds of students that we've seen. And I managed to just keep a simple record book with all the students. And Jim's right, sometimes they come for one lesson, sometimes they stay for 101 lessons. It's just really interesting to see, as of today, the variety of teachers that are available for our students. It used to be the three of us who were in our 60s plus, and male, white. And so it's actually really nice to see the variety of people who are coming on board now as teachers. We were planning, of course, to be in Vietnam, Jim, around about March of this year. And we almost made it if it were not for some little bug floating around in the air. So we've had to delay that. And we, of course, look forward very much to 2021 and actually have a physical get-together. So that's introducing me. That's enough. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, hello. And
Welcome.
next turn, Tyler.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tyler. I've been with the Better Vietnam since March because of COVID, actually. We were teaching Japanese students at St. Michael's College. They all had to go home, and our professor contacted Chi to see if we could work with a Better Vietnam. So I did my required 6 classes for my program and liked it, so I stayed on, and I teach about 20 lessons a week. So I'm in Vermont. I was also planning to be in Vietnam this time, but the second outbreak kind of made that not happen. So hopefully very soon I will be in Vietnam. But in the meantime, I will keep teaching and fishing. I know on the thing you wanted to know what we teach, I usually teach linking and pronunciation. So.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing. When we first met in Vermont and I first introduced Better Vietnam to Tyler, he was very cold to me. so I think are you amazed that you are now in the top 3 teachers who are teaching the most on Better Vietnam?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. But it's funny, I actually thought you were Tam's wife, because I had never met his wife, and he was there serving food. You were standing next to him wearing a traditional dress. I thought you were his wife.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So because yeah, I have a Vietnamese friend in Saint Mike, and his name is Tam. Yeah, and we stood next to each other serving food in the international coffee hour. So Tyler thought that I was his wife. So okay, thank you.
I wasn't being cold. I was trying to be respectful.
Okay, thank you so much, Tyler. So I want to invite William. William, is that
William? You got it.
Yeah, William. Okay, yeah.
William's not easy, and Bill is not much easier for many Vietnamese. But
okay.
My name is Bill Wilson. It's my first year teaching in the program. It goes together a little with Tyler in that I taught international relations at St. Michael's College for 38 years. But I first taught English in 1965 in an adult course at Phan Chu Trinh High School. And always remember that and enjoyed it. I went through the same program that Tyler went through. And in 2001, I taught English at the National University in Hanoi for a semester. And then most recently, my wife and I team taught a summer program for school-age children. I do not recommend that as an easy way to cement your marriage. It was a very challenging summer to work on that. So I really enjoyed meeting Chi when she visited St. Michael's and was drawn into the program. So I'm delighted to participate. I'm the new kid on the block, so I'm interested in hearing all the sage advice that I can get along the way.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you, Bill. I guess this time is easier.
Right.
And yeah, and I want to invite Jenny.
Okay. Do I
Yeah.
have to click something?
No, no, no.
No? Can you
Yeah,
see
yeah,
me?
yeah. We see you and we hear you very clearly.
Okay. My name is Jenny. I've been living in Vietnam on and off for 4 years, but this year we decided that we are going to stay here permanently. We're from Australia. We made it into Vietnam on March 17th. So we just made it in. So
Yeah.
we're very happy to have made it. It was close. My background is nursing and also teaching, but a little bit different from English teaching. I was a sexuality education teacher for 15 years in Queensland. So it's a little bit different. But it's still actually a very important role, especially in Vietnam, because there are a lot of children who are at risk, and that's what I've found out as I've been here. So classes like that eventually might become very popular. But at the moment, I'm going to be concentrating just on my English.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jenny. And next time is about Jean. Jean, yeah, Miss Jean. Yeah.
Hi. I'm probably the newest new kid on the block, Bill, because I've just heard about this organization from because we're in the same Toastmasters group. And I've been teaching English as a second language in various situations in the past, have loved it, taught at a community college as a volunteer, and am now working for the Literacy Council in Florida and working with a young woman from Colombia. So we meet every week and have lessons, and I've just been amazed at how she's improved. And it's just really been a wonderful friendship for she and I together. I've always really enjoyed teaching languages, and those of you who watch Star Trek on TV, if you've ever seen Star Trek, there's different positions, and I've always wanted to be the communications officer because I always like talking to people in their language, or at least trying to make some sort of communication skills with them. I have traveled to Costa Rica extensively, never gone to Vietnam before, and have actually, I guess it is our second home in Costa Rica. So because of that, I started learning Spanish, so have relationships with people over there, and just love traveling and love learning about different cultures. So I'm really excited to be a part of this project. Can't hear you.
You're unmute. you must unmute.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay. I want to invite
Hi, I'm and I was born in Vietnam, but I grew up in the United States. And I came back to Vietnam in 2002, spent 6 months there traveling, and I was actually looking for my mother at the time. I've been back several times since then. My last trip was in 2016. I planned to go this past year, but yeah, because of Corona, I couldn't. So here I am. And I'm excited to be here because, you know, it connects me to Vietnam and it's a part of who I am. So thank you.
Thank you so much, I want to invite John. Yes, John. Excuse me, but yeah.
Good evening. Or actually, I don't know whether it's day or night in Vietnam, but I'm John. And a lady just mentioned she is a member of Toastmasters Club. And I've been in the club for 13 years and decided I'm not going to do Toastmasters anymore. I'm going to work on my teaching. I have been teaching for 10 years, and I've done everything from first-time beginners to people that have had 10 to 15 years of English lessons, primarily from Japan and Taiwan. And due to the COVID-19 virus, I haven't been able to teach. And I really miss teaching, and I'm really looking forward to participating in this program.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. And I want to invite Frank next.
Hi, everybody. I'm in California, born and raised here. Um, I've been with A Better Vietnam, I don't know, 4 to 5 months. I'm a relative newbie. Um, One thing really got my attention, Chi, I want to tell you this. In Vietnam, I was approached by students in the park, just asked if they could sit and talk and practice. Sure. And it was a wonderful experience. I went home and thought, gee, it's too bad we can't do more of that. And then when I read this about A Better Vietnam, I thought, my God, that is so right. And it's working. It's great. I enjoy it. Uh, and for fellow teachers, I appreciate your feedback after classes. That as a new person, that gave me a little direction on what I might want to practice and work on. That's it. One thing, I'll get back to Vietnam. I've been there 5 times. I love it. Something says I'm supposed to be there. So when able, I will fly back there, and I'm staying in the Da Nang area. And one last thing, I live near Little Saigon in California, and I can go there and almost pretend I'm in Vietnam. It's very cool. It is a Vietnamese community and large. And good news, my dance teacher, I started doing the ballroom Vietnamese dancing about 2 years ago. And the places are reopening this week, they told me. I'm still afraid to go, but I may try it with my partner. But anyway, love to meet you all.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. And actually, we always welcome you and all the teachers come to Vietnam, and we're gonna have a big party. Actually, I think. And I want to introduce Michelle.
Hi, I'm relatively new to A Better Vietnam as well. I'm from Australia. I arrived in Vietnam in February to volunteer at Koto in Hanoi, which many of you who have been to Vietnam will be familiar with.
Yep.
I was there for a few months. Then I made the mistake of coming to Hoi An for a little weekend away to have a look and just fell in love with it. So I've been in Hoi An for the last couple of months. So I did one lockdown in Hanoi and I did the last one in Hoi An. I used to teach Vietnamese refugees in Australia in the early 80s and remember the first wave in 1975. So there's always been a kind of link to Vietnam for me. So it's been great. And I think the students on A Better Vietnam are just fantastic. I'm going to recommend to all my friends who are retired teachers or disenchanted teachers to sign up for the program because it will restore their faith in teaching because the students here are so fantastic. They're like little sponges. So it's absolutely a pleasure to teach them and such an interesting way to interact with the country. And so needed because there's just no tourists around for anyone to practice. I get mobbed every time I walk into the street by 8-year-olds wanting to practice their English because there's no one around. It's so quiet here. But thank goodness I'm here. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Masha. And we also have me, also a bit of a teacher of A Better Vietnam, but me turn off the camera. Okay, so me, this is your turn.
Hi, everybody. I'm me. I was born in Guam, raised in San Francisco Bay Area. I came to Vietnam. I was only supposed to be here for a month, starting March 3rd. But because of coronavirus, I've been here going on 7 months. And I really like it, so I'm planning on staying for as long as I can. So the first lockdown, I was in Da Nang. And the second lockdown, I was in Ho Chi Minh City, which is where I'm currently based. So I focus mainly on conversational English. And I joined A Better Vietnam about a month ago. So relatively new as well. I've really enjoyed the experience. Like the students are so welcoming and grateful. And like everybody said, they're like sponges. They're very eager to learn and very motivated to improve their English. So yeah, and it's been a short time, but I've really enjoyed my interactions with them.
Yeah, thank you so much, me. And we have one more teacher who joined with us today is Anthony. So, Anthony, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. So this time for everybody, has 1 minute to introduce about yourself.
Okay, great. Sorry I can't turn on the camera right now. I'm in the car, but I'll give a quick introduction. My name's Anthony. I joined a Better Vietnam in March, just kind of when Corona hit. I was currently a university student at the time. Now recently graduated. I'm about to start my new job in marketing actually on Monday. But my experience so far has been really good. I have a few regular students that I meet with, and I work with mainly pronunciation for my first half, and then structuring the second half to be a conversation based on any interest the student may have. And that's how I'll structure my lesson. But so far, it's been so great. It feels really rewarding to be able to be part of the process for students to learn English where they otherwise might not have the chance. And I can feel the energy and excitement from the students when we get the call. And so far, I love it, and I'm planning on continuing to do it for a while.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. So thank you so much all the teachers for introducing yourself. And I am so happy because even though I'm working in internal affairs and we work with teachers, but this is the first time I meet many teachers like this and know more about you. And right now is a time for the members of a Better Vietnam core team going to introduce about themselves. And I think I'm going to go ahead first. My name is Me. I almost graduated from university. I'm supposed to be graduated last August, but because of coronavirus, so the university already canceled the graduation ceremony. So I'm gonna go to the university to take my certification next time, I think. And right now I'm working in an incubator in Da Nang City, Vietnam. And I have been working with a Better Vietnam for over 6 months. And I'm so happy to be a part of this organization. Amazing. And this helps a lot of Vietnamese students to have a happy future and very largely future. And that's me. I want to introduce Bảo My. Bảo My, it's your turn.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
My
Yes, we
name.
can hear you.
Okay, my name is Me. I'm the final year student of University of Economics, and I have been a member of Better Vietnam for about 6 months. And 6 months ago, I decided to, apply for this project because at that time I was thinking that I want to do something like special and like unforgettable for before my student's life ends. So I decided to become a member of a Better Vietnam, and I think I made a great choice because I had a lot of opportunity to, explore myself more and to get to know a lot of people all around the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Me. And Nguyen, this is your turn.
From the internal team, I'm a for the student in major pharmacy, and I'm glad happy to accompany with a Better Vietnam, create more opportunity for young to improve English like me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nguyen. And next, Nguyen Thi, it's your turn.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah, my name's T. I'm 21 years old. I'm a student. Yeah, like these other here, I decided to become a member of A Better Vietnam. About of the meaning is brings, with A Better Vietnam. Our Vietnamese students who live in a rural area can communicate with a foreigner like you. Thank you.
Thank you, Thi. And Won. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Okay. My name is Quỳnh. I'm 19 years old and I'm currently living in Hanoi right now. And actually I'm freshman in university, but I'm taking a gap year right now. I have been a better Vietnam student for such a long time, and also have amazing opportunity to study with a lot of teachers of a better Vietnam. And I really want to say thank you for you all because you helped me to improve my English a lot. And okay, actually at the same time I am a team member of public relations department, and I'm really happy to be a part of a better Vietnam. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Won. And G, is this your turn?
Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Tri. I'm 20. I'm 24 years old. I am a final year student. I am a member of the external relation department. I have been in a Better Vietnam process for 6 months. 6 months, and I love volunteering. And a Better Vietnam process is my second home. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, G. And Jung,
Hello everyone.
do you want to turn on your camera, Jung?
Sorry, I cannot because I'm live stream this meeting on the fan page ABVN, so I cannot share the video. I cannot show my camera.
Yeah. Okay, we got it.
So my name is Shun. I'm not student. I'm working in Da Nang and living here. I joined a Better Vietnam about I think 6 months, and I really happy because before I was student and now I am student also and member of ABVN, and I hope I can support. I can do something for ABVN. Hope people hope other students have a chance to study English, and they can more confident and have a chance to find a good job after they graduated. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you so much, Jung. And Won, I want to invite you.
Hello everyone, my name is Quen. I'm 24 years old. I have been to the University of Medicine and Pharmacy, and I have worked as volunteer of a Better Vietnam for 6 months, and I work for External Relations Department. I decided to volunteer of a Better Vietnam because I really impressed about the aim of protest. As for me, the volunteering is not only a great memory, but also my burning passion. And I am feel happy when I become a member of a Better Vietnam protest. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Won. And we have one more team member here is Cẩm. We cannot hear you clearly, Cẩm. Sorry.
Can you unmute?
No, she's unmuted now, but maybe problem with micro, I think.
I hear her.
Do you want to take off your earphone and then talk by speaker?
I think maybe can you like don't use earphone?
Hello, everyone.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kam, and now I'm 22 years old. I have just finished 4 years of my study at the University of Foreign Language Studies. So, honestly speaking, I've been a student at ABVN for more than 1 year. So after finish my study, I decided to apply for a position at external relationship department because I want to contribute a little bit of my effort to the project, and I have received a lot of value from the project. So now I just want to make a little bit of my contribution. Yeah, thanks all for listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Cẩm. And I think everybody can see one common thing in a Better Vietnam team members is they became students of a Better Vietnam first, and then they received the benefits of a Better Vietnam, and also they received many value from a Better Vietnam teachers, and then they decided to become a Better Vietnam team member to do something for a Better Vietnam and also to give back to other Vietnamese students. I think that's great value. And on behalf of a Better Vietnam team member, one more time, I want to say thank you a lot, a Better Vietnam student, for contributing a lot of your effort and a lot of your love to a Better Vietnam and a Better Vietnam students. And this is and 15 minutes next is about the we're gonna give you all some informations about a Better Vietnam for the past and right now, and also about what is going on next with a Better Vietnam and planned future. So I'm going to share my screen because 5 minutes first is about my report, and next is about me, and the 5 minutes left is about she, and she's going to talk about the future plan of a Better Vietnam. So I'm going to share my screen. Wait a minute. Okay. Do you all see my screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to introduce a little bit about a Better Vietnam right now before when we have the websites and a Better Vietnam teachers and lesson before we launched a website to see what is different and how far we are going how far we are going right now. So a Better Vietnam started 2 years ago. Right now it's 3 years ago, 2017. So for the last time, we have 6,372 lessons. But in just 5 months, we launched the website. We already had 2,500 lessons. So you see that just 5 months we launched the website, we almost have almost a half lesson for compared to the last 2 years. So I think that this is so it's very big step when compared to before the website and when we launched the website. And before we have the website, a Better Vietnam had 13 teachers, but right now we have 34. But from the day we launched the website, we already had 34 teachers. And right now we have 28 active teachers and 6 inactive teachers. And 6 inactive teachers, they stopped teaching in Better Vietnam because of many reasons, because of family issues or because of working schedule. But we're still happy that they are accompanied with a Better Vietnam for a period of time and also contributed to a Better Vietnam. And thank you so much for the active teachers still teaching in a Better Vietnam right now. And the average lesson of every week is about 120 lessons. But actually, we're going to talk about this later. But right now, we have more than 200 students. So 120 lessons per week perhaps not enough for all students have a chance to study with a Better Vietnam. So I want to discuss about this problem when we have discussion part to hear your ideas or your comments about how we can make enough lessons for all students of a Better Vietnam. Okay, and this is celebrate time. We have right now I have top 4 of most active teachers on a Better Vietnam, and these are the teachers have like super great spotlights on a Better Vietnam website and on and to a Better Vietnam students because they have a lot of lessons every week, and thanks to that, Better Vietnam students have many chance to talk to them and to learn English. And that is John, Alan, Jim, and Tyler. Thank you so much. And I hope that next time when we have meeting and I also have the celebrate time like this, I can celebrate like 24 or all the students that I can proud of saying that all of our Better Vietnam teachers teach a lot on the Better Vietnam, and we want to celebrate that. About that. And before I finish my report, I want to introduce about a little bit about a story of a Better Vietnam student. I thought that I was going to give some feedback of a Better Vietnam students, but I thought that maybe a story will make this this part is more meaningful. And this is a student of a Better Vietnam, and she was accompanied with a Better Vietnam a period time ago. But right now, I don't know if she's still studying with a Better Vietnam, but she is studying in Holland right now. And I'm gonna read a very short of the letter she sent to a Better Vietnam student, a Better Vietnam teachers. And this is time for reading. But I hope that my pronunciation or my essay is not really good, but I hope that everybody can understand it. Okay, she said, although I come to a new stage in the hostel and Bristol, but I promised with myself that I never give up English again. I want to accompany with the teachers until the rest of my life. I realized that meeting the teachers is a part of my arrangement of the arrangement of my destiny. In the big world from a far place is so special and peculiar when we connect each other. I will follow the whisper of my faith, listen to my intuition, cherish my follow my dream and fulfill my life purpose with the support from adorable teachers. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So that's what she said to a Better Vietnam teachers. And as she said, we also thank you a lot for making a brighter future for a Better Vietnam students. And that's my part, and I want to introduce Bảo My because Bảo My is gonna have some information to report to everybody. Oh, let me wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. So sorry. Okay. Okay, Bấm My.
Okay, thank you, Mi. Hello again. A few days ago, we collected the feedback from the students after their time studying with A Better Vietnam. And because you are the teachers, so I will mention only the students' feedback about the volunteer teachers. So here we have 5 criteria for the students to measure their satisfaction level with the volunteer teachers. So, the first criterion, we can see that the teaching method, 82% of the students feel satisfied and very satisfied with the the teachers' teaching methods, and 5 of them feel a little bit unsatisfied. The next one, we have 92% of the students are satisfied, very satisfied with the enthusiasm level of the volunteer teachers, and none of them feel unsatisfied. The next one, the next one, the level of lesson understanding of the students, 83% of chị bấm trên chiếu giúp anh được không? Tại vì anh 80
quay miệng.
Here, yes. 83% of the students feel satisfied, very satisfied with this, and we have 6% of the students feel unsatisfied with their ability of understanding the lesson. Next, 90% of the students are satisfied and very satisfied with the teacher's manner. And the last one, 89% of students think the teachers are qualified to give lesson, and none of them are unsatisfied with this. So from these numbers, we can see that some students seem not to be very satisfied with the teaching method and their ability to understand the lesson. So we also collected some opinions of the students about a couple of proper solutions for these problems. So about the teaching method, some of the opinions are maybe like at the beginning of the very first lesson, the teachers can ask the students and encourage them to indicate what skills they want to focus on or in what way they want the lessons to happen. So in this way, both the teachers and the students can, easily find their perfect partners for their English studying journey. And the second part, the ability to understand the lesson of the students. Some students said that maybe the teachers can talk a little bit slower because, sometimes the teachers, you may immerse yourself too much in the topic and maybe you forget that we are Vietnamese. So sometimes you speak a little too fast. So the students cannot understand what you're saying, and they, sometimes they afraid to ask. So maybe you can control yourself, your speed a little. And another way that you can do is to give more examples for them, for the students, in pictures, by sharing your screen or something like that, because some words are not, easy to explain in English in a way for them to, understand. So those are some feedback from the students that you may consider for your next lessons with them. So if you had any recommendations, please don't hesitate to tell us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bảo My, and thank you for the problems you gave uh, and the suggestion you gave, and we're gonna talk about it on discussion part. And next time is about Chi. She's gonna give some information about updating A Better Vietnam right now and the future plan of A Better Vietnam. And Chi, is this your turn?
Okay, thank you, Me. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, so I wanted to add one more thing, that the two things that the students they find improve the most when they study with us is the confidence in talking with the foreigner, and the second one is the motivation in studying English. So it is two things that they improve the most from the project. Okay, so maybe we can send a full report after the meeting about me to the teachers, yeah, so they can see the number and also the students' ideas. Yeah. Okay, so now let me share my screen. Okay, so I am talking about I'm talking about some updates on the website. Yeah, and I think it is for the first slide, it is some updates on the website. Some of you already know that, but I think some of you didn't pay attention, but we now have a function for you to book a student into your session. So it means that if you want to teach that student next week, yeah, so when you create the session, you can book them in to keep the continuity of your teaching. And I will introduce a new tab on the teacher page very soon. So it is the notifications tab. So when we have notification, I can send it to you through this tab, and also it will send you an email. So when we have new updates, we can send it to you on as you are an active teacher. Some of the teachers ask me about sharing the material. Thank you, Jim, to remind me that we have a Google site. So it is a free platform on Google. So it is a website, very simple website. Yeah, but we use it to store the materials that the teacher wants to show the student. So if you have any material or something that you want, like your teaching, your lessons, so you can send us, so we can post it on the Google site, and then you just need to send them the link so the student can access to the site and see the lesson and the materials you put there. Also, it is very easy. It is a free platform and very easy for you to create your own Google site. So if you want, you can create your own Google site and post the materials there just with a few quick steps. So if any of you have the need to share materials or to create a Google site, please contact me so I can show you how to do it, or I can post the material on the site for you. Okay, and next one, for the future plans. So in the near future, maybe at the end of this month, we will organize some group teaching for students in rural areas. So we are connecting with schools in Quảng Trị, Quảng Bình, and in the Mekong Delta. So these areas is the places that students can rarely have any chance to meet a foreigner. So we will organize group teaching. It is online, and we are planning to organize it weekly. One teacher with 10 students. So they are students from secondary and high school. And we will have a facilitator from Better Vietnam staff to facilitate the group teaching. So we are connecting with the schools to collect the group of 10 students who have the motivation to study English. And then we will organize it, and we will notify the teachers about the time. If you can join it, and if you are comfortable with teaching a group of 10, so please let us know so we can schedule it for you. And the second plan is the IELTS speaking practice test, and we open it for public. So we will provide, we will offer this one for public, not only a Better Vietnam students. So we will advertise it, and we will get students to apply to take an IELTS speaking practice test with us. Luckily, recently we have a volunteer teacher. She is an authorized IELTS examiner. She is now living in Hoi An, and she is happy and willing to provide a training session for the teachers who would like to become an examiner for the practice test. So we will organize the training session very soon for the examiners to get some idea about how to do it in a very professional way. And we hope to organize that IELTS speaking practice test monthly. So we will recruit applicants, maybe 20 of them, and then try to give them the speaking test monthly. So one student can just sign up for one, yeah, but we will do it monthly for different students. Okay, next one. Very amazing that a few days ago, John sent an email to Elsa. If you don't know, it is the world's best pronunciation application. And they replied, and they scheduled a meeting with us. So John and I will have a meeting with Elsa next Wednesday. They seem to be very enthusiastic, and because they are a giant in language teaching, and they are a big tech company and startup. So it is a potential for us to get their support. We already discussed on what we need from them and what they can collaborate with us. Yeah, so we don't know that where the meeting might lead to, but at least yeah, at least it is how to say, it is like a big opportunity. for us to advertise ourselves and also to be known by a giant like Elsa. It is a really amazing news. Okay, and lastly, it is for the future plan. So I think we will register a Better Vietnam as a social business, so it can become a legal entity. Yeah, because when we look for grant, so they always they just support the legal entity. So I mean the registered organization, but at the moment we are just a social project. So yeah, so I think in the future we will register it as a social business. So it will make it easier for us to applying for grants and also aim to apply for a Google package for non-profit organizations. So where we can use Google Meet and Google Classroom and the functions. So it will help us a lot when we organize the group teaching. Yeah, and also we can take the advantage of other function that Google gives it free for non-profit organization. So yeah, I think it is on about the future plan, the updates and the future plan. Now let me see. Now I have to stop sharing. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chi. And I think that from our information, you can see a better Vietnam in the past, present, and in the future. And I hope that all of us will accompany with a better Vietnam in the future and to make a better Vietnam becomes a place that helps more students in Vietnam. And this time for discussion, and this I want to say that feel free to discuss about the questions I am giving right now, and we really need your advice and your ideas to make a better Vietnam core team and also teachers better. So the first question is about how to get teachers involved to the process and what engagement activities we should organize, because I see that we are internal affairs team, but we did not really do many activities for teachers, and because we all teachers come from many countries in the world, and the best way is about we do online activities, but I still have not had many ideas right now. So I want to hear the teachers the teachers thinking about this topic. So feel free to unmute and talk about your idea. And if you see that someone else is talking and you want to talk next, feel free to use raise hand feature as I introduced before.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, John.
I think it would be good to have a monthly newsletter. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
a newsletter, like a few words, a few sentences, and a story that we developed to use with students.
Yes, we got it. Yeah, please go. Keep going.
It could be there are 3 words for beginners, 3 different words for intermediate, and 3 different words for advanced. And students would go and develop a sentence with each of these words.
yeah, I just feel free to like keep talking, and we're gonna record it and we type it down what you just said.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's my best idea.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, so we have the first idea. It is about monthly newsletter, right? Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we can have a newsletter for the teachers, and also like a monthly mini game for students with 3 words like John advice. Yeah, 3 words for the beginner, for the intermediate and advanced students to work on. Okay, next idea, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm always concerned if we come up with ideas that it becomes then turned over to ABVN staff, and it's one more job for you to do. So it might be helpful to have on a rotating basis, have a faculty member contribute something for that month that they've done with teaching that they found successful and the like. And that way, for Chi and company, you don't have to come up with the substance. You just organize it and get it out.
Yeah, so it is like a monthly story or a monthly contribution from each teacher, right?
It could be, yeah.
I like
it. Yeah, I do too.
Okay, yeah, so monthly contribution from teacher.
Yeah.
So it can be a story, yeah, that you it can be a memory, a good memory you have during that month, or it can be something you like an exercise or a material that you find it helpful that you want to show.
Just, I would love to have every month somebody tell me things that worked. Just come up with one, and that would help.
And things that don't work.
Right. Failure of the month.
Will we have the book of shame?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else has idea about this or what? Jean?
Yeah, I think it would be fun to have either a picture published or have the students take a picture and write about that picture, something, and it could be a theme every month, you know, something they like to eat or something that they like to do, and they could write a letter that could be published in this newsletter. And we could also, A Better Vietnam could put a picture in and say, what does this remind you of, or you know, some sort of a memory. But I think pictures are often a great way to jump off with students and have them explore their own thoughts, and they can do it at whatever level they are at the time.
Yeah. So it means we will like set a topic for each month and ask the students to write about it, right? And then we will post it somewhere. Publish.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting to have them write something each month, like to have a picture in the newsletter and encourage them to write about it, and then possibly publish some of those in the next newsletter. And it could almost become a contest.
Yeah.
And, so, you know, because I think good competition can be really fun, and to encourage them to continue their writing and to become more proficient at their writing. And knowing that you're going to be in a contest, and I don't know whether you all do prizes or not, but there could even be sort of a fun prize for participating.
Yeah, and
to for the best essay or for the best answer.
and to be published in the newsletter.
And to be published,
Yeah.
exactly. Who doesn't like to be published?
Yeah, okay. So we have 3 ideas already. Keep going.
So would it be possible for the person who was a IELTS examiner to also give a class on writing?
Sure.
Because like I know a lot of my students, I help them with like IELTS writing too. So I'm going off of a website and a rubric, but it'd be nice to have like insider feedback so I know what to correct or, you know, what we should be doing. So, you know, because at college we don't learn any specific tests, so I have no idea how to teach to the test.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are organizing a group of the IELTS examiner with the 5 teachers who sign up to be the IELTS practice test examiner. Yeah, so we will see how it goes, and we can ask her whether she can help us with other skills as well. Yeah.
So I just thank you so much, Tyler. I just see that Sean raised your hand, like virtual hand. Is that right?
Yeah, I clicked raise my hand a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Sean too, and Sean too.
And
Is that
Frank?
you, Sean? The
There are
Frank?
2 Johns. Yes.
Oh, they teach me how to pronounce Sean Jon and Sean John.
We can say Mr. Best and Mr. Connors.
Oh my God.
It's too formal. It's too formal. I want a friendly call.
And me, the pronunciation is exactly the same. Only the spelling is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Sean. And go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, connected to the idea of teacher engagement with the project and the idea of a regular newsletter, I am always impressed, as a non-professional teacher, I'm always impressed at the depth of resources we have amongst our professional teachers, current and former. I think it would be great if we could come up with a way of our professional teachers sharing teaching ideas with the rest of us. I don't know whether that would be maybe suitable for inclusion with the newsletter idea, or whether we do online meetings or something. But I just think we have a great resource available to us. We should take advantage of it. That's my comment.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sean and Frank.
Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an idea a while ago, and I haven't thought it out clearly already. I can see its limitations, but the idea is if 2 students could be in on the same session with 1 teacher, it'd be completely different than what you're talking about with the school and a group of 10 younger students. But I thought, especially just for conversational practice, especially if two people are friends and they don't mind sharing the time, have 2 students together with 1 teacher, and we just have a conversation. And in the spirit of, I experienced that a few times in parks in Vietnam. Maybe 2 students would come up. Hi, can we talk with you? So anyway, something to consider. It would get 2 people in on one time.
Yeah, so it is something the student, one student suggested as well. So they say that like there is no connection between students. So yeah, so they hope that we can do like that, a group of studying group. Yeah, so maybe more than 1 student in a session. Yeah.
Yeah, again, you know, maybe they're friends, maybe they
Yeah.
agree to share the time and what have
Yeah.
you. But I'd be willing.
Thank you so much, Frank and Jim.
Thank you.
Jim. Yeah, unmute yourself. Unmute because you.
Yeah,
you
I'm
yeah.
trying.
Okay.
So we have some amazing stories of among our students of people who have set and accomplished goals. Chi is certainly one of them. Chun, I see you down there, is another one. We have people who are associated with the
Okay.
program who have come from a lot of different backgrounds and set goals and accomplished them. I have a young student who's 14 years old, and I talked to her a few weeks ago, and I said, "You're a teenage girl. Why are you spending time talking to an old man in a foreign country? What's your goal?" And she said, "I want to be a foreign student. I want to study abroad in Australia." And so I thought, we have a student who set that same goal a few years ago, and she is currently studying in Poland. That's win one. And so I connected the two of them together. Well, for your newsletter idea, John, I think maybe we could find examples of people like Chun, who came from a village in North Vietnam and had a goal of going to university and moving on in her life, and she's done it. Writing, getting people who have set goals and accomplished them to either be interviewed by somebody and somebody else writes the story, or they write the story about what their idea was and how they accomplished it, and how learning English might have helped. So that's something that particularly if we're starting to reach out to students in rural areas who may not even have imagined doing what she did and going to Switzerland or going to, the Northeast United States, or like Chun did, going from the village to university to Da Nang, or like Ayn has done, and Ayn's now down in Australia. I think she's still there. Is she still there, Alon?
Yeah, she's still here, Jim.
Yeah, well, she was another one who set goals and figured out how to accomplish them. So anyway, just an idea of sort of inspirational things we might be able to put in the newsletter to give people ideas of what might be possible.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jim.
Yeah,
Chi, do you have anything to ask Jim?
I think it is something that John is doing, trying to connect students with the same goal, with or connect the student with a mentor that he find in a better Vietnam. Yeah. So, but okay, I will write down the idea, and then we will discuss more on the way on how we can make it a reality.
Yeah. So I want to invite Bill. Bill, yeah.
Right.
Bill is, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Two things struck me. One is how writing fits in, if at all, to ABVN at this point. The structure is great in terms of conversation, but when students have approached me about the writing, it really is something that can be done in a different way, in a different format. I tend to think it's a good idea, but it would mean something set aside, something, in many colleges, there's a writing center where if people are doing writing, it can all be done by email. It doesn't necessarily have to be done in a direct fashion. So I don't know how to handle writing, but if we get into the business of supporting the IELTS exam, then people that are thinking about that for speaking are going to be drawn and wondering if that's a service that they would have. And I don't know if that's a good idea, but it would be a new undertaking in that sense, I think. So I guess it's half a concern, but half a wish as to how we do it and put that together. When I look at students, one of the things that's been a frustration for me is that they sign up and then kind of, well, I hope I can see you again next week. And I think what she has done in terms of a block of study of four sessions or something like that, that's a great idea. And that gives some momentum and practice. The danger, of course, is we could be drawn into it so that we start to block out new students. And so maybe we need some kind of a rule. If you take on so many block students, you have to take on some new students at the same time, just to make sure we have that rotation. So we want to keep all those students interested and engaged, but give some concentrated effort with a beginning and an end that would give, for me as a new person, a sense of kind of setting out a goal and say, here's where we're going to be in 4 lessons. I don't quite have the confidence to do that yet. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bill. And I see that Taylor has something to say about IELTS writing, I think.
Yeah, Bill, I was going to let you know I help about 4 or 5 students, and you're right. I will have them send me a essay, and then I'll make a video as I correct it. I email them the video, and I actually use the essay a lot of times to practice their speaking and pronunciation. I have an activity where I teach people how to transcribe written English to spoken English. And so that way they're using something where they already know all of the words. There's nothing tricky. And it helps them with their linking, their rhythm, their prosody, the whole 9 yards. So you can use that writing piece as a jump off point for a speaking class.
Great.
Or you can have a conversation about that topic. But there are a lot of people that are in their IELTS within the next 6 or 8 months. You know, so the writing time is a big thing because they have to, I think, score a 6.5 at a minimum.
Yeah.
And they're not used to a 5-paragraph essay format and some of the other conventions of, you know, just of English writing. So that's what I've noticed, like, especially just how to write an introduction is something they really struggle with, and like using better transitions than first, second, third all the time. You know?
Yeah, great point.
So, yeah.
Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah. So actually, this is also the time for the teachers who has any concern or any question or who need any advice from all the teachers. You can feel free to unmute and ask and to give the comments from other teachers about what you should teach a better Vietnam students, how you should. Okay, Michelle.
Hi. Can I ask, one of my students has written to me and asked me to help her with a Fulbright application, which is way out of my league. I've got no idea how to do that. So I did tell her we were having this forum today, and I put the word out. It'd be really good for me if any of the teachers are confident to help her with that, because I'm not, and I don't want to muck up the rest of her life because I don't have skills to do that. So if any of you are confident about that, I'd love to be able to put you in touch with her. It's written work, so it can be done via email. It doesn't need to necessarily cut into face-to-face time with students. But, you know, she's reached out, she's asked for help, and I personally can't, but I'm sure one of you can. I don't know if any of you are confident about Fulbright.
Michelle,
Yep.
can I ask, is that young Tui from Thang Binh?
No, it's Tao.
Okay, well, I am working with another young student at the moment who is also planning to apply for Fulbright. And we have a long-time student who is a school teacher, and he is also going through the process of applying for Fulbright to do a master's, and he is helping my young student with her application. So we can join your TAO in with that.
Perfect. I'll email you after this, John, to get some details.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah,
Right.
but we can work on this. I'm sure we can help them.
I knew there'd be someone that could help. It's just not me.
I would be willing to work on this, but it'll take me 30 to 60 days to become familiar with it. I know of people taking the test at this point, and I will find out the right answers.
We also have a student in Vung Tau, and she actually has got recently a Fulbright scholarship.
Right.
So yeah, so she could also be valuable assistance.
Yeah, sure.
She used to be ABVN, but I haven't seen her for 4 or 5 months now. I think since her achievement, she's kind of waived ABVN and gone to higher fields. Yeah, but yeah, I'll look up her name and I'll get that through to John, and John can pass to you.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Alan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so Shane, do you want
how can we produce network like this? So maybe we can have not celebration, but we can do, I mean, like a talk show, not really a talk show, but we can invite students of A Better Vietnam who already who are successful in applying some kind of scholarship, job, or something like that to share. Because we have a lot of resources in here, but we just need to connect them together to produce.
I think we have an opportunity for networking and introducing a mentoring culture that could be very valuable to some of our young students.
Yes, I just had a student get 7 on an Ielts, and she wants to work for one of the big 4, Ernst & Young, KPMG, etc. And she said, can you prepare, a list of 10 questions that they might ask me? And so by the time we got to the next lesson, she said, oh, don't worry about that. I've already had the interview. So again, we've got this bunch of successful students who've sort of graduated almost from ABVN, and what a great resource they are to have for other students to connect into. Now, of course, obviously, they connect with each other, and Vietnamese becomes the dominant language, obviously. But it's passing on the skills, what I have learned, and here's something for you to take on and move forward with as well. Yeah, I think that's right, John. We have such a wealth of experience. Not amongst the teachers, but amongst the students as well. And I agree totally with that. Networking. It's kind of a little bit difficult to do remotely, but we don't have any other opportunities face to face, especially at the moment when we can't even get there. But somehow, if we can create those connections, I think that it's another sort of star in the tiara for A Better Vietnam.
If there's some kind of ABVN notice board that it could include alumni, and in fact should include alumni as well, where students, for example, students that just wrote to me and said, can you help me with Fulbright? Is there a notice board they could put something out there and say, can anyone help? Like, I'm living here in Hoi An, and the expat Facebook sites are extraordinary. Can someone tell me where to buy toothpaste?
It's fantastic. Yes, I used to live in Hoi An and made excellent use of those sorts of sites.
You can find anything. So if it was specifically for us, that the students say, I need help with my Fulbright, right? They just put it out there and
Yep.
it would be given to appropriate people who could feed into it. But I don't know, do you have a notice board already that students use or not really?
We have a group for Better Vietnam students on Facebook. Yeah, just like Đà Nẵng Hội An Spark group.
And do
so
they use?
They do use it, but they just use it for when they have to drop a session. They use it to announce so everyone can take it. And recently, someone posted a scholarship or something like that on it. Yeah, so maybe we should encourage them to ask for help. In applying scholarship. But it is also a problem if we. I mean, yeah, I know that we have a lot of resources here, but if we try to satisfy all the needs, then we will lose our main goal. It is teaching online one-on-one. Then maybe we will divert it into mentoring one-on-one or something else.
Right.
No.
Okay. There is one more update that I forgot. That in the past we don't have a limit of the time, the studying time for the students, so they can study on a Better Vietnam forever until the end of their life. But now, until next year, so we will limit it in 1 year. Yeah. So after that, they will graduate from the project. We will offer them a certificate with how many sessions they have taken, with the comment of the teacher who teaches them the most. And maybe I'm thinking if Elsa is gonna help us, we can give them a score on Elsa as well with a stamp from Elsa as well. Yeah, and then they will be alumni. So it is just 1 year length of study. And secondly, we will narrow the target student. So we will just allow students from 16 to 25 to make sure that we are supporting the youth and the underprivileged. Yeah, so I assume that after that, I mean, after 25, they can have a job, they can earn some money to afford studying it somewhere else. So yeah, so it is another update. And as I mentioned before, we are trying to work with schools in rural area. So I hope that in the future, the students, they are really underprivileged, and they are who really need the help. Yeah, in a few days, I will recruit 10 students from Pastoral Numeric Vietnam. So they come from a very poor background, and they were checked very carefully by that organization, the PN organization. So so it is the right target group that we will focus in the future. Yeah. So for many of you, there is no problem. But for Jim, John, and Alon, I have to fight with them for a very long time to go to that conclusion.
That's not right, John, is it, Jim?
I'll have to bite my tongue or she'll pick on me more. So,
So Jim, unmute yourself. You are unmute. Yeah.
All right. Well, yes, we have had some fights about that. But one of the solutions that I found is I do what I call pirate, P-I-R-A-T.
Jim, I don't encourage it.
I can't tell that? That's my secret?
You can do it, but please don't spread the word.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'll mute myself.
You're gonna come around this on stage.
Okay, so and yes,
Well, if you got your key, you can just let yourself in.
Alan is talking to one.
He's talking to his
Yeah.
wife.
Just a suggestion, an activity that the students could all participate in, just for fun, but also accidentally.
I'm saying something as well.
We could organise a monthly watch party on Facebook and have a movie of the month that we put on. You know, has anybody done a watch party on Facebook? So what it means is everybody's watching the same film at the same time. And this is predominantly just for the students, not necessarily for the teachers. So they all come together. So at that time, on that night at that time, they're all watching the same thing. So then they can chat while the movie's on. And you can either unmute and actually chat, but that's a bit distracting if you're trying to listen to a film. And the best is, of course, an English film with English subtitles on as well. So they're hearing the English, they're seeing the English, and then they can chat down the side. There can be comments down the side to each other, like, oh, that's good or that's bad. So they're actually engaging with each other. And they're watching. So in these days of COVID, I mean, you know, people are doing this all over the world because you can't actually go to a cinema and watch something with your friends, but you can all be watching the one movie. But that wouldn't be part of any kind of core curriculum. That's just a bit of a fun monthly activity. If anybody thinks that's a good idea, I'd be happy to set that up. And obviously choose films in a group that gets approval on films to make sure they're all correct.
Yeah.
But it could be, it might not work, but I'm happy to have a go at setting it up and see if it doesn't work, we don't do it. But if it does work and it's something the students quite enjoy as an extra bit of English interaction, have a look at setting it up and see how we go.
So how
Good
long?
idea.
Yeah, how long is the film in general? It is 1.5 hours.
Feature film about 1.5 hours.
Yeah, so if we can, I think if we can find something about 30 minutes, it might work better. Yeah, because
did you say?
Yeah, shorter. Yeah, something shorter. Yeah.
Maybe it's a TV series. Like one of my students is totally obsessed and has renamed himself after one of the characters from Friends, because he's obsessed with the TV series. Some of you probably know that. The best excuse for having an English name I've ever heard. So I've forgiven him and I call him by his English name, which I don't normally do. But, you know, maybe I can do the TV series so that it's ongoing. We watch half an hour a week. They get to know the characters and not maybe something a bit more contemporary than Friends, but think about it. I'll put something together and I'll send it out and see what you all think.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle. And I guess because you emailed us and you also have some questions for all the teachers. So you want to go ahead?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So my question, well, to John, and I was wondering if all the teachers could get together maybe once a month or maybe once every 2 months and just discuss, as it was brought up earlier, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, the best teaching methods, what they're doing, anything that can help us. Or if there's like this Google Drive where we can put all our things in there for each other to use, or even have a forum set up for the teachers only to post, you know, questions, you know, do you have a student that has this issue, or can you help with this, or can you recommend this? You know, that would be very helpful for us, because we're all doing the same thing, but we don't see each other, and we're not, you know, and it would be so good if we could just like work together.
We have a group for teachers on Facebook. Yeah, but the problem is you don't use Facebook. Yeah, okay, so let me think of another platform where we can all access to and can post things to.
Yeah.
Or you might consider create a Facebook account.
Just a create Facebook account for a better Vietnam. It's the best.
Yeah, and some others here like Bill. I think Bill, you don't use Facebook, right?
No.
Yeah, and John Connor, no Facebook.
I don't. I have Facebook, but I'm careful. I don't believe in Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I think no one believed in him, but we keep using the service.
It isn't. Hi. It is an interesting question about what do we do in our class in our sessions. For instance, I have a series of articles, little stories that I've got from the internet over the years, plus stories from the newspaper as well. And I usually start my lesson talking about them, about the family, etc., etc. You know, how's your mum's toe? Is it better? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we break into the reading. Now, I've sent the students the reading the week before, so they've had a whole week to practice it. We go through, we look at pronunciation, we look at comprehension, etc., and build up resources in terms of a glossary of new words. So that's basically the first part of the lesson. Then the second part of the lesson is you giving them an Ielts topic. So describe a holiday that you once had, etc., etc. And for some students, we practice with just 1 minute preparation, and other students that get the whole week. So it just depends on their ability. What I've now branched out for the last 18 months, I guess, is Ielts Stories. Again, I send it to them a week in advance. It's a double-page spread with lots of new vocab for them. And then there's a couple of pages of questions as well. And this is for the more advanced students, but I'm finding more and more of my students are moving into this category where they're ready to tackle something new. And so that takes up my 55 minutes of a session with students. We were talking about writing before, and I would have probably 8 to 10 students that have sent me work that they've written based on, you know, a graph, for example. And I correct the work, send it back, give some sort of a score or opportunities to improve that piece of work. So over the 3 years I've been teaching with ABBN, I've developed all these resources. And I'm more than willing to share them. That's not a problem. The issue is, of course, if we both have the same student, then we have to be careful that, oh, I've done that with Mr. Alon. Oh, I've done that with Mr. Bill. Oh, I've done that with Mr. So if I recycle all of my work, students are going to go, oh, yes, I've done that. Because I guess I've seen so many students. So if you can give me an idea of how I can give those resources to you, or do you want those resources? You know, if you go hunting on the internet for stories, there's thousands of them. 1 page long, very simple, very complicated. You can choose. So, you know, from an old timer who's been there for since the inception, if it's possible for this sharing to take place, it'll be, you know, more than welcome. So I'll throw it out there.
No, your comments are very helpful. I mean, I don't need your stories, but it's good to hear what types of things you do, because then I can also do those types of things.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's how you can break up a lesson.
right. So your input it's very helpful to know what
Okay.
others are doing and what is working for them.
I assume it's. I assume it's working because I don't. Well, the negative feedback perhaps goes to Chi as opposed to back to me. But at this stage, students seem to be more than happy with what I do.
And I agree that what we need is the kind of template, not the actual content, but just that's it, and then make up your own. Because I think it's an administrative nightmare if you start really sharing lessons like that, because then someone has to coordinate who's done what with who. I find it difficult to even remember what I've done with my little group, let alone when you're in the whole organisation. But just to have that kind of format is really useful, I think.
The other thing, of course, is to keep, this is my book of students that I have from 1 to 100, and basically I write down what happens every week with some sort of
Alan,
comment.
you're so old school. Mine's on a spreadsheet. Come on.
Look, I realised that at some point someone was going to say, "You fuddy-duddy, get on with the computer," but it just really works so well to have it on pen and paper. I do take your point, though, Michelle. I do take it.
There is another way of doing it, but you're a visual person. I can tell you've got colours there. That it's all of that is good. I'll teach you how to use a spreadsheet one day. When you
I'll come to Hoi An. Okay, next year in Hoi An.
Yeah, thank you. Taylor, do you want anything to say?
One thing is I have a lot on my Google Drive. I've shared with you a lot of it directly with students and a lot of it with some of the teachers as well. I like to use Reader's Digest because some of them, like I use jokes because they're short, they're less than a paragraph often. They teach really good idioms, they teach really good expressions and regular vocabulary. But I kind of let the student decide. I'll ask them, what do you want to do today? So I never plan ahead. It was probably like my worst subject in college was writing a lesson plan because I hate planning ahead. I'd rather let the student decide what they want to do, and that's what we'll do. So, but Reader's Digest is a great place. They've got a topic on food if people like to cook. They have a topic on culture, all kinds of things. And then just to help them read. But I have a lot of like videos about, like I said, transcribing written English into spoken English, because obviously when you write big long sentences, and when you speak, you don't, right? So a lot of that I share. I always share it with my students, and I'm more than happy if you want something to send me an email. I'm more than happy to share it with you as well. So I've got a lot of stuff like that, but I don't like to plan. And I think if you plan, it tends to become too much student or too much teacher focused. And if you let the students decide what they want to do, it makes them happy because they're doing what they want to do. So, some students we do Ielts things, some students we just talk about whatever, and just every class is a little bit different. So I think that seems to be working for most of my students.
Just a kind reminder that we have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes left.
Yeah, so I don't want any of you to be too exotic that you would quit a Better Vietnam after this meeting.
I see that John has something to say because I see he's raised his hand.
I was just going to ask Chi if we could talk to the IT guy and put another forum on the website for teachers so that we can ask each other questions.
I'm thinking of it. Maybe we can switch it to the forum feature because I think no student use it. So we can transform it. We can modify it. to a teachers forum. Yeah, I already note it. They're here.
And another thing from earlier, on your breakup of the data from student feedback, could we get another notification set up so that we get a notification when a student registers an unsatisfied comment for one of our assessments?
No, John, because it is a different system. So we collect the feedback in another system. We use Google Form, and it is on a 6-month basis. Yeah, so it's not. You have the feedback after every lesson. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
but
they don't say the bad thing.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking if there was something negative to be pointed out,
Yeah.
getting it in real time would be useful.
When we looked at it, I think five students out of more than 100 have the unsatisfied not comments but just vote. Yeah, so we found out that 2 of them maybe made it by a mistake. So yeah, so like they vote unsatisfied for first 2 questions, and then very satisfied for the others, and then a very beautiful comment at the end. So I think they did it by mistake. I think 2 others they did it on purpose. Yeah, but we will get in touch with them.
It's perfectly legitimate for them to be unsatisfied with some aspect of the lessons.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking that it would be useful to know about that.
So we will contact them to ask what maybe I don't know, maybe they cannot register for any lesson that can create that bad feeling.
Yeah, so it's almost the time. And before we finish this meeting, I want to summarize a little bit what I heard from everybody. And we have a Better Vietnam teacher fan page. So this is also a great resource that if you have any question, any concern, or if you have any idea, you can post on that. At that time, you need to wait until the next meeting. You can post on that, or you can. We also have a license from internal affairs team to each one. So if you have anything, you can email them and talk to them, and then they can talk back to a Better Vietnam teacher, or you can post on a Better Vietnam teacher fan page if you don't have Facebook account. Example. That's the first thing. The second thing is if everybody is okay with the idea, we have a meeting every month. So we are happy to do that together on a Better Vietnam teachers, and we can talk together about the ideas. We can talk to each other about what we don't, or what we should do, or what we gain from the last month, example like that. And we also, she and my team member also write down on the discussion today, and we're gonna summarize it, and we're gonna send it back to all of you to see that what we gain from the meeting today. And just one more thing is I see that earlier you talked about the scholarship, and I think you can post on a Better Vietnam teacher fan page, and if anybody know anyone who applied to that scholarship, because many scholarships out there, and we cannot know the detail of that scholarship, so we can connect to each other. And the best way is we encourage that student to get more information about that scholarship first, and they must know exactly what they want from the teacher. How example, correct the grammar of the application or something like that, because we cannot help them get all the information of that scholarship because they want to gain that scholarship. They must find it by themselves. And also, one more thing I want to say is about teaching method. About teaching method with research. If in such besides our contributing is about how to teach students better. I and a Better Vietnam core team will find a way to encourage students about finding what they want to learn from the teachers at the same time, because I think that the students must know what they want to learn, and then they accompany with the help from teachers. So that is the best way, and it's not just from the teacher side, but it's also from the student side, and two sides should collaborate together. So that's what I see from the meeting today. And before we finish, could we take a picture and post it on the homepage? And please turn on camera.
And we will do hot, small, medium, big.
Okay. One.
Me, can you please print screen?
Someone else.
I will take photo. So
okay.
Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah. Hot, please.
Molly. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Can we all unmute and say goodbye to each other?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Tạm biệt.
Tạm biệt.
Tạm biệt.
Adios. Been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Tyler.
Tạm biệt.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hẹn gặp lại.
Hẹn gặp lại.